All right, welcome to the weekend video. This is Enda here from bullwaves.org. By the way, if you want a nightly Elliott wave analysis, check out bullwaves.org. Here is an example of the members' content that I do every night. So it's your hourly charts and your longer term charts, and then let's give a roundup of what's happened during the day or where I think it's going to go for tomorrow. That's kind of where this is the product. This is what I do every day for all those diligent members who come along and support me. So thank you so much to those. And if you're interested in this nightly report, check out bullwaves.org and go to the prices tab and you'll check it out there. Okay, and if you join, I'll see you tonight. Okay, anyway, apart from that, let's get on to the update for today. Here are my charts. Right. I'm going to start on the FX, dollar FX, and then we'll move on. So this is euro dollar, the 4 hour. It's been a pretty quiet week, to be honest. There's been nothing major to report. I think there's a shift in the pattern. I have a feeling that we're working. This is the 4 hour chart here. I'm feeling that we're probably working higher in 3 waves. Maybe we'll tag that 200 MA there on the 4 hour chart before turning down again. I want to see that double bottom there at wave 3. What's that? 103.50. I want to see that level hold. I still think this is a 4th wave correction higher, to be honest, and we will probably get one more dip into wave 5. You can see it here. Wave 1, excuse me. Wave 1 down, wave 2 up, wave 3 down, acceleration. Pretty much consolidation. Wave 4, maybe wave C of 4 has to make another new high before turning that down again into wave 5. Apart from that, the hourly chart doesn't show a whole lot more. Apart from this is the wave 1, 2, 3. Here's what we're working on for wave 4 at the moment. I'm not entirely sure if this is the correct pattern either. It could still be a triangle. This could be wave A, B, C, D, and E of a triangle. So it could be an extended wave A of a triangle. In any case, if we do see a break of 102.77 there at the wave A high, then I'd like to see a turn down into wave 5 again. So that's 3 waves up in wave 4 to reverse again into wave 5. And then at that point, then I'll look for a longer, more sustainable, let's say, bullish reversal higher. There is the alternate account here. I will concentrate more on that alternate account if we get a break of this wave 1 high. Oh, sorry, this wave 1 low here. That comes in at 103.58. So that's the level to watch today, even. But I am not ready to abandon this main count just yet. Okay, let's move on. Here is the 4 hour count in cable. Actually, wave 5 of 1. I'm not sure wave 5 of 1 is done yet, but I'll allow it here on the 4 hour count. The action has been quite reasonable. Reasonable in terms of a bullish reversal, but we still only have 3 waves up, so we could be working with an ending diagonal here. This could be a wave 1 down, 2 up, 3 down, 4 up, and then 3 waves down to wave 5. It could be all, if I show you here, it could all be an ending diagonal pattern in wave 5. If that's the case, we do get one more dip below that. What have we got here? 117.50 or so low. 3 waves down again in wave 5. Turn higher then to begin wave 2 up. So far, there hasn't been enough, let's say, to really ignite any bullish reversal idea that I might have here, even though I do expect there to be a bullish reversal eventually. Pretty, soon enough. I don't think there's been enough this week to confirm that. I'll show you here the major reason why. I think we've got 3 waves up off that wave 3 low. So however you might like to count the final decline here, we do still have a three-wave pattern higher, and that seems to be giving up today, or this morning at least. We're selling into the early morning. It's what, 10 o'clock here. So the UK market is open for an hour or so. If we do a decline in 5 waves today, if we break that previous B wave here, so we've got 118.90. If we break 118.90 again, I then think we're probably on for that final 5th wave decline. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, right. Forgive my yawns. I was looking for a wave 3 top. It seems that this week has been enough to confirm that wave 3 seems to be in place. The pattern from here is probably debatable. Now, we could see this as an, let's say, this could develop into an extended 5-wave form to the downside. So we could get, instead of an A wave down, we could get, well, it could be 5 waves down in wave A rather than 3 waves down that I'm showing right now. So we'll see. At the moment, I'm going for 3 waves down in wave A, 3 up in B, and then 5 down in C. So the initial, well, I suppose my more preferred target would be down around 117 for wave 4. But I'm willing to kind of to look at this 126 level initially. Now, if we get 5 waves down and we hit 126, that will bring wave A down here, and we'll look at the longer, lower target for wave 4. But for the moment, I'm being, let's say, conservative right here. So 3 waves down in A, and I'll show you that in the hourly chart now. Let's scrunch that up a bit. So that's the wave 3 top. It looks like we've got 3 down in wave A in green, 3 up in wave B in green, and a possible 5-wave pattern complete in wave C. You could, how do I phrase this without making people angry? You could adjust this labeling. I like that. Just to show a more extended pattern developing in wave C. So this could be 5 down in 1. It could be wave 2. It could be extended lower in wave 3. It all depends on how the action kind of plays out today, to be honest. I think this morning we see a rally happening anyway. So I think if we push back above, let's say 134 again, 130. Let's say if we tag 135 again, I think that will probably call an end to wave A, and we will actually be working on wave B then. The rally so far, well, you could hardly call it a rally really. It's a little bit of a spike off the low, the oversold position last night. So we haven't yet turned a corner, but if we do track higher for the rest of the day and we start breaching these little consolidations here, especially if we break the wave A high here, that comes in at 135.58 or 135.57. If we break that level, I think wave B is underway. So so far, working with 3 waves down in wave A, we'll work with 3 waves up in wave B once we get some sort of confirmation on that. Okay, so here is Dow. I'm looking for the end of this second wave pattern. It hasn't happened yet. We've got an extended wave C. I don't see any other way to, people are suddenly getting all bullish after after this week. It's a clearing rally. These are pretty common, and as people usually would be willing to admit, the biggest rallies always happen off an oversold low. So I still see 3 waves up. I don't see any other way until we start breaching previous highs. So if we breach this wave 2 high here, then I'll reconsider the count. But we've got 3 waves up. We've got waning momentum on the 4-hour count anyway. So as this wave C of 2 was developing, upside momentum was declining. So we've got clear pattern. We've got 3 up in A, 3 down in B, and then a 5-wave pattern in wave C. So it's 335. It's a flat. We filled the channel. On the hourly count, we've overextended. We even have slowing momentum on the hourly count. I think we've got a 5-wave pattern pretty much complete, even, given that we got a spike higher yesterday. We're now, let's say, just tagging the 78.6 retracement of wave 1. You can see this wave 5 in black here has just tagged that 78.6 retracement, so 32.640 or so. Even within wave 5 black of wave 5C here, we've got wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we've got a 5-wave pattern within that 5th wave of wave C. We've got a 5-wave pattern in wave C. We've got a 3-wave pattern in wave 2. So that's A, B, C, wave 2. We've got a filled channel. We've got all the dominoes in place. I mean, we couldn't. If you were looking for a textbook picture of a flat correction, you're looking at it on my hourly chart there. That's it. Like that's a live, tracked, counted as it was developing, flat correction. I could basically take that into a classroom and teach a flat correction on it. So at the moment, all we need is confirmation to the downside. We need a bearish reversal pattern building. Next week, I'll be looking for wave 1. It looks like, I know that I was looking for that this week, but that didn't materialize. I want to see an end to wave C today, so it would be nice to get at least a blip lower, a spike lower, maybe a challenge of that previous 4th wave low there, so somewhere around 31,700. I'll leave it up to the market to decide what's going to happen here. All I can say is the pattern's in place. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but this pattern is done. So let's see how that goes. Let's move on. Gold. I need to do some clarification on gold. So here's the 4-hour count in gold. We have tracked higher this week again in 3 waves. So I honestly, while I am I keep saying this, I don't know how many times in the previous videos that I have said, I am actually bullish on gold, the long-term prospects on gold. I'm very bullish on that, but we don't have the pattern yet off the low to suggest that bullish reversal has taken place yet. So far we've got 3 waves up. 3 waves up into the 200 MA on the 4-hour count. On the 4-hour chart, we're topping out in momentum. Should we see a reversal today? I think we'll probably see a reversal along with stocks, to be honest. It looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 fulfilled. Wave 5 is still underway, I think. You can see that here, wave 1 and 2, extended wave 3, 3 waves up with wave 4, and then one more, let's say, attack of 1650 again would do it for me. If we get to the hourly count here, you can see here that I've expanded this account today. All you members, I was looking at an expanded flat for wave 4, a complex expanded flat. So wave A up, 3 down wave B, and 3 up in wave C. So I think today it's worth shifting that focus a little bit. It's such a clear 3-wave pattern higher off the recent lows, that 1680 low, that I think it's worth considering this 3-wave pattern as all of wave 4. So you can read that its internal pattern yourself and see if this interpretation holds merit for you. But I think the pattern is decisive enough to warrant a rethink. So 3 waves up in wave 4. You can see that wave A and wave C just have failed reaching equality here. The 100% equality of wave A would come at 1769. We haven't hit that. So if we do see a bearish reversal today, we break below that wave A low. or so that wave A high here at 1739, I think that would be enough to consider wave 1 of 5 underway. If we break the wave B low, 1710 again, I think that will be enough to consider the larger wave 5 as underway. So all eyes on a bearish reversal here today in wave 5. So we'll see whether we get that or not. Crude oil. I was looking for this second wave pattern to kind of materialize, let's say, better this week, and we basically just sidelined. We've just grinded sideways. So I'm not quite sure if it's a B wave triangle here or if it's a series of 1-2s, or I'll show you that on the hourly count here. But suffice to say, I think we've got wave 1 down. We're still working on wave 2, so we'll probably see a track higher next week. Here's the hourly count. I do have a bearish alternate there, but I'm not concentrating too much on it. I don't think it requires much attention, to be honest, right just yet. We can jig around with the internal pattern here in wave C. The only other thing I want to draw attention to right now is the possibility of a excuse me, of a triangle B wave. So that would be, where wave A, B, C, D, and E would just continue sideways, probably over the next couple of days. If that's the case, then we have another alternate here for triangle B wave. If we don't get a break out above 99, 99, what's that high? 99.20. If we don't break 99.20 today, then I will consider this triangle B wave as more likely. If we do break that level, I think we're probably up into wave 3, and we'll continue higher for the next few days. I have been tracking that 50%, initial target, that 50% retracement at 105 for wave 2, so keep that in mind. Okay, so we'll move on. Gosh, we're kind of steaming through it today. I didn't think that would happen. Okay, here is the 4-hour S&P. The pattern here on the 4-hour count is the same as what I'm working with. They're pretty much moving in tandem now. The 3-wave correction higher is too, how would you say, too convincing to be anything other than a correction in a second wave. Now we can argue over, is it a lower degree second wave, as I'm going to show on the hourly count, but we can also say on the 4-hour count here that we have a 1-2 pattern in wave blue here. So this is one degree higher. I could easily make that argument. So I'm going to allow for that on the 4-hour count. I may even change that before this evening on the hourly count. It doesn't really matter. It's the pattern that matters. The labeling or the degree of the wave count inconsequential in terms of the pattern here. 3 waves up in wave 2. Go to the hourly count and I'll show you that in more detail. A 3-wave pattern, 3 up in wave A, 3 down in wave B, and a 5-wave pattern pretty much done. 78.6 retracement just breached last night. We have a 5-wave pattern within wave 5 of wave C. So we've got wave C here of wave 2. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 waves up in wave 5 of C of 2. Double top of momentum, 3 waves up in the pattern, 78.6 retracement of the previous move down. All the singular little dominoes that you would look for, all these little waypoints are being filled one after the other. So I think we've done enough to kind of wipe out that, or to retrace, let's say, the extreme bearish sentiment that was in place in the middle of June. So we've tracked higher enough to, let's say, replace that with at least a neutral sense or a neutral sentiment level, I think, at the moment. We've definitely seen a complete eradication of bearish headlines regarding stock market. We've even seen a complete eradication or disappearance of stock market headlines in the general news completely. So if you look across the general newspapers, even in the financial press, I mean, the financial press is starting to concentrate more on, the war and the war in Ukraine and so on and so forth. That basically says that sentiment is neutral again, if not even slightly positive. It's neutral enough to take the stock market headlines away. So I think we've done enough in this correction higher to kind of dissipate the overbearing bearish sentiment that was in place at the wave one low. So that would suggest, ergo, what I'm getting at here is we have a setup in place here. A setup which, pattern-wise is pretty perfect. Sentiment-wise is really, it rings true to me anyway, as I explained it to myself. Whether you're getting that message or not is another question. But sentiment-wise, it seems to be, full-on bearish sentiment has been dissipated completely. What else can I say here? All we need is a switch lower, a reversal pattern off the top here to begin a third wave down. So, pattern perfect. What we need is the change. Is that flip at the top here? We need that little kind of the moment the penny drops, or the moment the momentum just dies out. So that's what I'll be looking for either today or Monday. So we'll see how that goes. If this pattern is fully complete in wave 2 here, then I think we'll get that initial reversal today. But you'll see if you join the website, you can see tonight's update, and you'll see where I stand on that. Okay, here is silver. We move on to silver. We've had a nice run higher in silver today. I don't think, again, I have to explain myself. I am actually bullish on silver long term. As you can see from my pattern here, I'm looking for a second wave correction to complete. I just don't think we're done with this fifth wave down in wave C yet. So I think we've still got a 3-wave pattern higher here. And internally, you'll see that there are some tells to show you that this is most likely a 3-wave pattern higher. And if it is, then it will be retraced, I think, over the next couple of days. Let's get into the hourly count here. You can see I'm tracking a 3rd wave bottom, a 4th wave high, and looking for a 5th wave down to complete overall the larger correction. So you can see here that I've got a wave A up, a triangle B wave, so A, B, C, D, E, triangle B wave, and then a nice spike higher. Again, this rally seems to be kind of it's probably built on the over bearish sentiment at the wave 3 low. So what's happened here is basically a blow off fuse, or let's say short covering. That's probably what more technically you would call it, a short covering on the part of silver. But I don't think there was a whole lot of interest in the silver market, to be honest. But we've got a completed 3-wave pattern higher. We have a nice, let's say, initial, the biggest move lower we've seen this week off that C-wave rally. So initially, I would suspect that something is building right now in the early trade in Europe here. So if we do see 5 waves down, if we see a push back into the range of this triangle again, then I think that wave 5 will probably be confirmed at that point. So that's what I'll be looking for today. Initial signs that we've reversed off the top of a C wave in wave 4. I'm looking for wave 1 down. So over the next day or two, that's what I'll be looking for in silver. Okay, I'm going to move on to Bitcoin. I have upped the wave count yesterday in Bitcoin, so I'm viewing this at a higher degree now, this 4th wave. So I've got wave 1 and 2 in blue. We've got a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in wave 3 in blue. And we've got a fourth wave correction ongoing here in wave 4. And I'll go down to the hourly count here to show you what I'm thinking about here. You can see that the pattern is, there's no real trend to it really. I mean, it's just basically ranging with a little bit of an upside bias. We've got 3 waves up in A. You can view this in a few different ways really. But it seems to be a series of 3s, to be honest. Upward correction in wave 4. We breached to a new high this morning. Maybe we don't need a whole lot more than that. If this is a C wave, you'd expect 5 waves within a C wave. We've got that. Wave 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 3, 4, and wave 5. So, the idea being that we're going to close out waves, excuse me, wave C of C in wave 4 over the next day or two, and we'll probably reverse down into a 5th wave. You will notice that a lot of speculative markets are trending, not trending, but correcting higher together, along with the stock market. So take that into account when making your assessments on these things. If you look at the DAX, we're basically tracking in a corrective move higher. I'm looking at that as a second wave. If you look at the FTSE, we're basically tracking sideways in a corrective move higher. Again, I'm looking at that as a second wave. There's nothing much else to say about that. I mean, that's a correction. If you ever want to see a correction, that's a correction. So we've got the DAX correcting, we've got the FTSE correcting, we've got Bitcoin correcting higher, we've got silver and gold correcting higher, we've got the US stock markets, the major indices correcting higher, the NASDAQ here, we've got the NASDAQ correcting higher, a lot of corrections higher. I don't see a lot of silver linings here. But suffice to say, if at least if you know that, if you know with a certain degree of confidence that what's happening here is corrections to the upside, then at least you can prepare for a reversal should that take place. On the NASDAQ, you can see we've got 3 waves up in A. We've probably got a triangle B wave, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in wave C. We're actually up to the previous 4th wave high here, so we fill with the channel. We've got a complete pattern. Again, all the dominoes are in place. I'm just lining each domino up beside each other, standing them up on the table, and I'm waiting for the toddler to come along and get the first one. I tip it, and I think everything will come down together. This is basically deflation, my friends. This is what happens. Okay, so I think I've done enough. I've covered all the markets, and I've said everything that I need to say and I want to say there. And thank you for watching. Everybody who is interested in nightly Elliott Wave and updates, head over to the website. And I wish you a very good weekend. God's blessings over you all. I always end with the ABCs of salvation. You think I'm a religious freak. I'm not. I don't do religion at all. Religion is trying to work your way to God. It's a man-made creation. God did institute a perfect religion for the Jews, and they completely destroyed it, went into idolatry. So, and that religion, that system, was basically to show you that you can't work your way to God. That's the whole point. That's basically the message of the letter of Romans, isn't it? And Hebrews, and most of Paul's epistles. If you just read 1 or 2 of them, you'll see that he's basically telling you that you cannot work your way up to God. There's nothing. Think of it as being a parent. I'm a parent of 3 kids, and they like to give me little presents and stuff like that, and that's nice. But all I ever want from them is their commitment, their love. So your Father in heaven, that's all God wants, is your faith and your love. So basically both 2 sides of the same coin. Basically, faith is the only thing that will get you. Belief in the Father and what He's done through His Son, Jesus. That's the only thing that counts for anything. That's the only currency, eternal currency. You're going to go flat broke if you head into eternity without that currency, that faith in Jesus, that he has paid for your sin, you're going to go flat broke, bankrupt into eternity, because you will have to pay for your own sin. And you can't do that. It's not possible. Sit down today and rack your brain and come up with a way how you are going to repay the Most High God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of creation, the God who put everything into being. How are you going to repay? What have you got that will repay for your wicked behavior? Because in my wicked behavior too, I don't have anything. There's nothing that I can do to repay for my sin. I'm a sinful, wicked person. As Isaiah said, we've all fallen short of the glory of God. Each one of us. Our righteousness is like filthy rags to the Lord. All he wants is one thing. It's your faith in Jesus. He's given you the perfect sacrifice. He's already said that, the blood of bulls and goats and lambs is nothing. It's despicable to him. He has given the perfect sacrifice in his son Jesus. And all you need to do is believe in that. Accept that sacrifice. It's there. It's a free gift. It's a free gift. It's given to you. Read Ephesians 2, the letter of the Ephesians, chapter 2, verse 8 and 9. It's 2, 8 and 9. And it's there. It's written for you. But faith is the only thing that counts for anything. And eternal salvation is a free gift, so that no one can boast of their own behavior. Eternal salvation is a free gift, so that no one can boast, and you can receive that gift if you believe on the Lord Jesus, what he's done for you. It's paid. Your debt, your sin debt is paid in Jesus. That's the whole point. That is called the gospel. That's the good news. That's it. I hate the way religion has destroyed and systematized the gospel, the good news of Jesus Christ. He has paid for your sin. All you need to do is believe it and take that into eternity with you. And I will bet someone who has listened to this, I wonder, has someone died and either gone to heaven by believing it, or gone to hell and not believed it and wondered. Anyway, I'll leave you with that. Admit you're a sinner, believe that Jesus is God's son and paid for you on the cross, paid for your sin on the cross, and confess. You take the allegiance. You pass from death into life at that point if you confess Jesus as Lord of your life. Oh, okay, and that's all I can say. Trust in the Lord Jesus and you are saved. Okay. Have a good weekend. Anybody who's listening, is there anyone listening? Am I speaking to dead air right now? Anyway, God's blessings to you all. If I'm still here next week, I will be back. And if you want to join the website, head over to bulllife.org and join. And I'll see you tonight. Bye bye, everyone. God bless. Bye bye.